Also, from what we know, the Philippines is about to commission its first nuclear power plant by the year of 2032. And also Rosatom of Russia is developing small nuclear power plants projects. So how close are those projects to practical implementation? And do you see Russia as one of the key partners in developing your country's own nuclear program, among other countries as well?
Well, there are two elements to that. One is the technology. Is technology ready? Is the technology ready to be used as a actual power source? And in that regard, I think Russia is the most advanced, especially when we talk about small modular reactors, which is particularly interesting for the Philippines because we have 7,600 plus islands. And it is impossible for us to build submarine cables to every place that needs power. And so this kind of new power plant or power production in a relatively small scale, we're talking 70 to 300 megawatts, which is quite enough for a single island. And there is room for future growth. They're modular. You just add on and add on and add on. Russia is actually one of the most, if not the most advanced in terms of making the technology available to the general public. There are many pilot projects around the world in SMR, many projects, but it's only, I think, Russia that has some commercial actual plants that are running, that are no longer pilot projects or experimental projects. And that is one of the areas that we spoke at length about with President Putin, because it's something that we have already been looking at in terms of our shift from fossil fuels to renewables. That has taken a bit of a hit because of the oil crisis, but I think once things become more stable, we will go back to the trend of reducing our dependence on fossil fuels. And nuclear power has now moved away from a dangerous source to something that is, in fact, regarded as a renewable source of energy. And so the future is bright in terms of us having the kind of power generation that we clearly are going to need in the next years. And Russia's offer is different from what we get from other countries. You know, the offer that we get from other countries in terms of any kind of nuclear power generation, has been to build plants. Russia talks about building an ecosystem around those plants, not just a single, just come and construct the plant and go away. It includes training, includes a transfer of technology, includes research and development. So that is what we need, because we don't have nuclear power in the Philippines as yet. And if we are to enter into that, we will have to develop that ecosystem. And Russia is well advanced when it comes to constructing and creating those ecosystems. So if we could transfer that kind of program to the Philippines, it would be to great advantage, especially with the advent of data centers, of AI, with the exponential demand that it requires for power. We have to examine all the possibilities and all the potentials. Then that is one of the best ones. Nuclear power is one of the best possibilities.
Let's move to Russia-ASEAN partnership. And this is the 5th Russia-ASEAN summit, and it's a continuation of a dialogue that has been in place for 35 years. So how would you assess the development of this partnership?
In terms of ASEAN, it has steadily developed, but not at a particularly high rate. Although there are exceptions